Hi there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is a review that I've wanted to do for quite a while now. As far as plots to My Name is Earl goes, this is much more on the softer side. While this episode carries the usual formula of removing list items and making up for past mistakes, there is a much larger sincerity here. While staying with their aunt next to a lake one summer, Earl and Randy come across a young girl named Pinky who makes it clear that she has feelings for Randy. She likes his talent for skipping rocks and refers to him throughout the episode as Skipper, which in of itself seems like the kind of innocent things kids would do. This alone being the basis for a list item is interesting. The flashback reveals to the audience that the catalyst for this is Earl writing a fake note from Randy because he's bitter about the fact that he might get a kiss before Earl does. Now, I think if this had been the crappy thing Earl did to a random one-off character, then it wouldn't have had the emotional impact that this episode does. The plot could have taken the easy route of Earl and this mysterious person struggling to track down the girl, or something. No, it's what this episode does next which really pushes the strength of the character writing. After Earl and Randy are able to track Pinky down, it is revealed that she was Joy the whole time. I think this is the best possible thing this plot could have done. The episode is nearing the end of the show's run. We as the audience have seen Randy and Joy's rocky relationship change and evolve over the course of 4 seasons. So placing the two of them in this awkward position is really entertaining and interesting. Normally, I would be against this sort of thing. Retconning character meets is divisive. But here I think it gives the writers the chance to tell a really unique story, both in the past and the present. I think this character spotlight is especially important for the likes of Joy, who is arguably the grittiest and least likeable character. I think watching these two characters through youth does so much to elevate their dynamic going forward. The date they share at the end of the episode is one of the nicest character moments this show has. And for it to come from these two just makes the whole thing so much better. As good as this plot is, there are aspects to the build-up that I wasn't a fan of. I wish Pinky recited Joy's signature line of "Oh snap" all the way through the flashbacks. I get that the writers may have thought that this would give too much away, but I think it would help the pacing and the payoff. I'm in two minds about Earl's involvement here. On the one hand, I like the idea that there are some things that Earl is too ashamed to admit to on the list. But on the other hand, I think that defeats the point of the list of everything bad he's ever done. But then again, I don't really know how you would introduce the catalyst otherwise, as I think Pinky seeking Skipper out ruins a great deal of character work it does for Randy at the beginning. As genuine as this episode is, there is still a great deal of humorous elements to it. The fake letters Earl writes as both an adult and as a child is so amusing.
Dear Pinky, I found someone else. If this upsets you, go cry into one of your boobs. I hate you. Skipper. Dear Tiffany, I never want to talk to you again. If you ask me about this note, I will say I never wrote it, but I did, so don't even ask me. I hate you. You smell like poop. Dodge.
I love how juvenile they are in conception, and the fact an adult Earl writes a similar note to break up Dodge from his girlfriend is even funnier. The episode is just the most wholesome thing. I think the character pairings for the story was absolute perfection, and the damage it could have potentially done to Earl and Randy highlights real consequences too. To me, this is one of the last real gems before the show ends, and yes, I think the placement in this last season was right too. In order to hit the emotional heights that it did, the plot required a lot of additional characterization to already be established. Well, that's just my thoughts. I would love to hear what you all think in comments down below. If you liked what you saw, could you please hit that like button and subscribe? It will help the channel continue to grow. Please stay close as I try to post new content as often as possible.